What's up everybody, Andrew again here with Adventure Rig. I just wanted to do a quick update video, kind of explain what's going on with the rig and where the channel's gonna kind of be heading in a new direction, kind of, I guess, not really. So recently, as some of you may know, over on Instagram, I've posted a few stories on it and talked about it with some of you. But the GX was involved in an accident. Me and my brother were coming back from mountain biking and a box truck was following too close. People in front of us started to slow down fairly abruptly. So I tried to stop and move slightly over, and the box truck that was coming behind me was way too close, couldn't stop. Sideswiped the whole driver's side. There is definite body damage. I'll take you over and have a look. But after talking with insurance, they did deem it a total loss. And I know some of you, when I had posted this, was saying just buy it back from them. You know, it'd be cheaper to start than starting a build all the way over. But after weighing the pros and cons, for me personally, this wasn't the option I wanted to go with. In case down the line I ever wanted to sell the vehicle, then the salvage title kind of puts a damper on it. I know a lot of people in our off-road community don't really care too much as long as the frame is straight and nothing apparent is still bent and leaking water inside or whatever. But for me personally, it's just not the route I wanted to go. So I'm taking the payout and saying goodbye to the GX. There's a few things that I had considered, but ultimately this is the best option for me. I had a couple people try to sell me their 460s, stuff like that, but there's a few things that I'm working on, and we'll see what happens with the new build or a new rig or whatever. But we're gonna try and stay here. I'm gonna try and push out some more content if I decide, you know, a new rig is in the works. But with that being said, in a quick overview of what happened, let's go over and I'll take you to the car, kind of do a walk around, and we'll see the damage. Let's get that going. All right guys, so let's just do this quick walk around. Everything in the back was pretty fine. He didn't really hit me back here, and the whole passenger side, like I said, is okay. It didn't affect anything on this side, so this side is all fine still. As you can see, there's no damage on this side. The front is fine. When we come over to the driver's side is where the damage starts. So if you can see here, I mean, that's pretty much cosmetic, so that's not the main part I was too worried about. This wheel is okay, I believe. The steering wheel is definitely way far off. It's pointing heavily to the like left driver's side. It's about 10 o'clock when I was driving straight. Like, the car isn't in too bad of a shape. It definitely drove home. I was able to at least get it back, but it was a little sketchy. Here you can see some more damage. That's all bent out right here, so that's pretty bad. This door doesn't close the best anymore. When you open it, it kind of sags slightly. This top portion of this door was totally bent out, so there's like a big seal you can see from the inside. That's the main door that kind of took the brunt of the accident. So it ripped that whole panel off. This is where it gets really bad, is in here. As you can see, kind of, it's kind of hard to see, I guess, but this is all part of the actual door right here. And this is the body panel parts that come off of it. So it got hit pretty good. There's definitely significant like body damage that needs to be done in here. And the worst part that I saw, it's kind of hard to see on camera, but down in there, that section is like the body that's peeling away, and it goes up fairly high. So that was one of the main concerns I had too, was this body damage down here. You can see he hit this section over here, and he actually did hit the wheel just right here. It doesn't look like, thank God I had the beauty ring, protection ring on there, because that's what looks like took the damage. I haven't taken the ring off, but he definitely hit there. So concern maybe axle shifting, bushings, braking, stuff like that. I'm gonna be taking these wheels and tires off. A friend of mine actually dropped off some stock wheels and tires that he had, so that was nice. I'll be able to swap these. Even if I don't get something in the same bolt pattern, I'll at least be able to sell these and not let insurance take it. So that's a plus. But yeah, the damage is mostly on this side. Broke the tail light here. I had this bike rack on there too. That's totally broken. It was hanging off the back. So yeah, they didn't even send an adjuster out or anything. They basically had me send them photos, and I think just based on the age of the vehicle and the mileages, or the mileage that it had on there, they just deemed it a total loss. But I've been putting it back to as much stock as possible. So I didn't want them to have, you know, the drawer system I took out that was back here from air down, gear up, that's out. If I don't get another GX, I'll just unfortunately be selling that. Like I said, I'm gonna be taking the wheels and tires off of there. Inside, I didn't have too much done to the interior, but I did have the Expedition Essentials GX like mount there. So I took that off. You know, all the patches are gone. I took my WeatherTech mats out, which if I don't get another GX, I'll need to sell those. But pretty much anything that I could take off, I took off, minus the suspension. That's one of the cheaper suspensions from Dobinson's being used. I didn't think I was gonna get much for it selling it if I didn't get another GX. It was like the most basic entry-level one that you could get, so to me it wasn't worth my time to swap it all out, but the wheels and tires are definitely worth it. So but yeah, that's the interior or the exterior damage. Let's see if you can see how that door doesn't close properly anymore. It's kind of hard to see with the camera, but it definitely doesn't sit properly. You kind of have to give that a good slam now. So yeah, that is what's going on with the adventure rig at this time. All right, so I guess ultimately now the question is what's next, right? Like I said earlier, they deemed it a total loss, and I'm not gonna be keeping it, I'm not gonna buy it back. The GX scene has blown up quite a bit since when I first purchased this a few years ago. So the prices of those have increased substantially. So that makes it a little bit more difficult to find a clean one, lowish miles, that doesn't totally break the bank. You know, buying something that's close to 20 years old feels real rough trying to spend 30K, 20K on something that has 180,000, 220,000 miles on it, you know? So I'm definitely gonna be looking for something. I'm toying with some ideas of switching platforms. Don't get me wrong, I love the GX, love the size, love the power. So I might try and find something similar, maybe upgrade to a 460, you know, pre-facelift, those are pretty cool, might not break the bank. Looking at first gen Sequoias, maybe early second gen Sequoias, even though those are pretty massive and have independent rear suspension, so not necessarily the best, but a first gen Sequoia is kind of the route I'm thinking. Same engine size, so I don't, you know, Tacomas are great, 4Runners are great, but that V6 life, man. I know if my car struggles up the hills with the V8, the 470 did, I can't imagine what those, you know, even the 4-cylinder, you know, earlier generation stuff was. So I'm looking for something with the V8. So 470, 460 Sequoia. That's pretty much what I'm looking at. Toyota reliability, I don't really want to swap brands, so I'm probably sticking somewhere in there. But yeah, that's just a quick update. I know I've been kind of MIA, having a lot of stuff going on, so and now obviously the accident. But the new rig comes when it's time. I'll be trying to post a little bit more, so follow along so you can see, you know, what rig I end up going with, and we'll have some more adventures when the time is, you know, appropriate. When I find a clean model, you know, with low-ish miles, we'll be out there having fun again, guys. I appreciate you guys watching and sticking with me through this. Don't forget to follow over on Instagram too. I'm a little bit more proactive over there. We can have a conversation over there. Love to hear your thoughts or anything on what rig you might go with if your car got totaled. Let's put that down in the comments and see what everybody thinks. But thanks for rocking with me, guys. I really do appreciate it. Until next time.